Welcome into another Cachorro video. It's been a bit. We finally got to do another movie review. We'll keep this one kind of short because we'll save it the more depth video for when it goes on to the shark movie tier list, which I am working on. Episode 2 of Deep Blue Sea episode. So, caveat on the movie is I did miss the very beginning of this movie. Usually I have a Regal movie pass, so I try and sometimes go to see a movie right when I get off work at 4:45. It started showing at 4:30. So I was thinking, they start late. There's half an hour of trailers. There's a shot I could still probably make at the beginning of the movie. Looks like I think I missed maybe 10 minutes of it possibly. But obviously we're talking about Meg 2. So pretty much what I think I missed is the opening scene was probably the T-Rex scene that we see in the trailer, which I'm sure that looked pretty dang good. And then I'm going to assume there was a scene with Jason Statham's character, Jonas Taylor, taking on some global bad guys because he's apparently now, save the oceans. He's a save the oceans kind of guy, so he's probably, I think, taking on some people that were doing some illegal dumping or some stuff like that, because I put that together from a character we meet later in the movie. When I started, it started off with them talking to him, having talk with the little girl. So we do have some reoccurring characters. Obviously, he comes back. The little girl comes back. His best buddy Mac comes back. That was played by Cliff Curtis, as well as DJ from Paige Kennedy's character. We don't get the mom back for some reason, so they replaced her with another Chinese actor who's supposedly the little girl's uncle. So that way you still have a family dynamic going. It's uncle and Jonas Taylor, her kind of her dad thing. So, obviously, this is based off a book series by Steve Alton, which I haven't read in a while. Meg 2 The Trench, the book, brought in a Chronosaur, which, for those who don't know, it's a type of mosasaur. So, for some reason, they decided not to go with that in this movie. They did some other stuff. Okay. So movie's got a lot of hate online. I don't think it's nowhere near as bad as people made out. It was a fun movie. I thought it was a fun movie. It's already definitely been successful because it's close like 250 million out of 150 budget, so it's pretty much has been a success. So maybe we'll see a third one. But how's the movie? It's a giant shark movie, so it's it's not an Oscar movie here. You get to have Jason Statham beat up some bad guys and fight giant sharks. It delivers on that. There'll be spoilers obviously in this movie, but in this review. So overall, like I said before we get to anything really given away here, I think it's a fun movie. I enjoyed it. It was a good time. I didn't put any kind of super high expectations of anything on this movie. You've seen the first movie, you know what you're getting. It delivers on that to me. I had no problem with it. I enjoyed it, had fun with the movie. I'll probably make sure I see it again so I can definitely get the whole thing with that first extra 10 minutes, but I don't think that's going to change much. I think I stuck around for a while. Yeah, there was no post-credit scene or nothing like that. The tease is another sequel because curious where they go, because the book series I went to like a big old thing with a lot more prehistoric creatures in this one, but it kind of felt like they kind of started bringing some of that in this one. All right, so Jonas is on a research team with the little girl's uncle. Character's name was Jumengzing. Probably saying that wrong. I can't remember. I think they had a short nickname for him in the movie most of the time. So they're go to this research facility out in the middle of the ocean. Oh, first we see that they have a Meg in captivity. In the books, the Meg was called Angel. In the movie, it's like Zing. It's got like a Chinese name. Not sure why you felt the need you had to change the name. Could have just used Angel, but hey, whatever. So they're kind of like it's in captivity. I don't know. Maybe the movie may show how they got this one in captivity. Not sure exactly how they got the captivity. This giant like lagoon tank, which is from the first novel as well. So we find out the uncle's kind of like it's imprinted on the uncle a little bit. And hello, boy. Sorry about that. So he's got like a little clicker thing that it responds to, and it doesn't eat him. So somehow it shows that. But then they're going to this research facility to dive to the dive. While they're traveling that, the Meg breaks out of its pin somehow with no one noticing. So I guess they left nobody behind at the facility to keep an eye on it to make sure it doesn't escape. So, but yeah, busts out and starts kind of following them. So this big research facility out by the Mariana Trench. They go in the subs. The little girl sneaks on board. So they're just doing like research exploration missions. Stay down there. So obviously, as they're descending, the escaped Meg starts chasing them because it tracked them down. So they run and go to the terminal, to that little layer that's supposed to keep everything below. So once they get down there, then they find there's like a whole pod of Megs, and I guess it's supposedly it's mating season. So I guess that's why it was drawn to go back there. So it followed them. The fact that it was able to follow them through the time kind of goes against the whole thing that they kind of set up. It's supposed to be this layer kept all the water below, the heat in the water below it, so they could survive down there from the super cold water above it. But if a shark follows them down into it, then the shark's going down through the cold water to get through the layer. So it kind of goes against their whole little plot, the point they set up there. But hey, it's a dumb action movie. You can't. There's a lot of things I can criticize about things here for science plot holes and stuff. So they find a bunch of Megs, and while they're exploring, they find a underwater base down there that's not theirs. It's being run by some bad guys who are doing some illegal mining, and they spot that these guys are down here. So the guy detonates everything, causes big giant cannon explode, which damages both of the subs that the other guys are good guys are in, and they cause them to crash. But they have these mechanical suits that lets them walk at the bottom of the water with like 2 hours of oxygen or something like that. So they have to walk from the crash site. They're just going to walk to the underwater base because the rescue sub that they were going to send down has been sabotaged. So one of our good guys at the base is a bad guy. Yeah. So no big giant rewriting of any super plots here. Along the way, we run into a couple other bad guys. Obviously, we get a first big kind of thing of our big bad guy, which is obviously they put it instead of a mosasaur, we're getting a type of mosasaur, we're getting a kraken. Because the Chinese people love krakens. This movie's been made financed by a Chinese company. We also run into these little lizard archosaur things that are living down there. They have web feet, which I would think they would have evolved to lose their web feet at a certain point after being down there for millions of years. But okay. So then the Megs start attacking them. So they have to use the Megs to help get rid of these guys because the Megs start attacking the people. Chase them into the base. We lose a couple people, obviously, because we have some characters that are fodder. Then we find out one of our heroes at the top. I'll keep it, at least for this part, I won't give a real. Is revealed to be as the bad guy, and they're like this big corporate takeover, trying to wipe them out so they can mine this special mineral or ore that's down there that's worth billions of dollars, and just destroy the ocean and supposed to destroy the ocean and pollute the ocean and cause all kinds of climate control issues and all that kind of stuff. So we get the evil corporation angle. And then we meet one of our big kind of bad guy, well, big bad fighter bad guy to go with the other bad guys. But our heroes are able to escape the underwater base to get back up to the top where their military base is being seized by the bad guys. So of course, only our group of heroes somehow find a way to escape. I don't know what happened to all the other people that were on the station, but a group of heroes escape. They go to a beach resort island that was nearby with the Megs in tow. Leads to all kinds of. This was where the trailer goes crazy. You see a lot of the stuff of the craziness. Obviously, when the guy did the explosion of when they got caught, so they did the whole explosion. Caused this big giant hole to go in the little layer that keeps everything down there. So a lot of things were able to escape. Well, at least 3 different types of things were able to escape. So we go to the island. First, we find out our little lizard guy creatures, our archosaur things, have also escaped, and they can go on land and breathe air, which doesn't make much sense either scientifically, because once again, evolution says they're breathing water through gills, so they would have lost their ability to breathe air, I would think, or walk on land, but that's science. Hollywood doesn't do science. So they're fighting them. The Kraken thing starts picking people off and starts eating them. We have our Jason Statham's trying to take out the Megs because they're also eating people. So we get the whole little thing with the jet ski and the exploding spears where he fights the Megs. Then the bad guys also show up again and start fighting him again as well. A lot of crazy chaos. It's like I said, I'll try not to go too spoiler heavy in this episode, in this one. I'll save it for the when I do the Meg and Meg 2 Shark Tier movie list episode. We'll probably do more depth there. But it's just pure craziness, fun and bad guys. Get some martial arts bad guys fights, gun battles with sharks and octopuses. What can I say? It's like you get the crazy shark movie crap that you expect. So I say I'd give the Meg. Compared to the other movie I'm going to do, which is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, I think I might actually give Meg a 7 now. I think I liked it actually better than I liked the animated Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie. So I'm going to give Meg 2 a 7. It's just a fun, dumb action shark movie. You take the action movie stuff, the Jason Statham action movie stuff, the stupid action movie one-liners. You throw in some CGI sharks and other animals and into the mix, and it's just dumb fun. It's a dumb fun movie. Totally worth seeing. And yeah, well, I guess we'll try to make this somewhat short. Yes. And we'll end it there. So definitely, I do like the Meg and look forward to the in-depth review of it on this shark movie tier list when I get the chance to. We'll do Meg and Meg 2 together, which probably will be a little bit when Meg 2 comes out on streaming or something like that. That's probably when I'll do that one. But yeah, until then, Cachorro out.